as we are in the EU, I need to clarify that I am recording, and I
Yeah,
need to
you can
ask.
do record.
Thank you. I'm going to ask you formally for permission to record and distribute this footage in the video, if that's okay with you.
Yep.
Perfect. Then we probably can start right away. Why don't you start off introducing yourself? Who are you? What do you do? That kind of stuff.
Hello everyone, I'm Alex Testra. Um, I'm making Minecraft resource packs like Brickcraft, and I'm a previous map maker, and now I'm a resource pack maker from Brickcraft. Yeah, Minecraft in general. Um, yeah, I'm planning to become a game dev now on my own, and I recently, or 2 years ago, I got diagnosed with cancer, and now I've overcome that disease.
You fully overcome it?
Pretty much, yeah. The situation right now is that the tumor got removed in a last effort attempt with a surgery. I lost 7 organs in the process. Um, but yeah, it's hopefully now removed and will never come back because that was my last chance in treatment. But it's looking good, yeah.
I'm glad you're optimistic, and I don't know if you're religious, but I'll light a candle is a saying we use a lot in Belgium. I'll light a candle for that.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I am.
Um, well, let's start off with Brickcraft first. What inspired you to make the brick? Sorry, I'm gonna try that again because my English is shit. What inspired you to start the Brickcraft resource pack project?
You can cut if I misspoke something or like that, right? Okay. What inspired me to make the Brick of Resource pack? Well, my first project, Control, didn't got a lot of attention. I've worked on it for a year or so, or 1.5 years. Basically, Control in Minecraft was a big project to replicate the game Control by Remedy Entertainment one-to-one in Minecraft, and we got actually pretty far with this. But like I said, there wasn't that much attention for the project. Basically, the reason why is people actually didn't recognize it being Minecraft. Yeah.
That is funny.
So if I posted a picture or something else, they thought it's just a game that is looking decently fine. Yeah, but they didn't recognize Minecraft at all because I used shaders, 3D models. It was extremely detailed. Yeah, that's why it didn't get a lot of attention, so I had to stop that project. And when I searched for an alternative, I stumbled upon a Lego resource pack, and I looked at it, and I didn't quite like it, to be honest. And I saw a lot of things with the previous experience of making Control. I knew how to make 3D models in Minecraft. And I saw a great opportunity to make Lego bricks in Minecraft way much better.
That's something everybody loves. Lego bricks in Minecraft.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I can call it Lego bricks because I'm not associated with Lego. I'm not associated with Lego, okay? Please don't sue me.
Imagine the Danish going after you.
You just cut it out in the video and make a
Yeah,
beep.
yeah, like a giant peep.
Like beep.
I'm not associated with peep. Yeah, no, I won't get you sued. Yeah, so I guess people can see that it's a Lego based. Well, not Lego based. It's a brick building blocks.
Inspired. Maybe.
Yeah,
Who
let's say
knows?
inspired. It's inspired by a certain Danish company's toys.
Exactly.
One of the things I do want to touch on before going first, a lot of people will bring this up, that it's quite a choice to charge for a resource pack. Usually these are free. I personally understand why someone would do that, but could you maybe explain your reasoning behind why it is a paid resource pack with a free model available with less features?
Yes, there are a few reasons actually why. Um, the first thing being, of course, develop like the reason everyone who makes a resource pack is gonna tell you is it costs money to make a resource pack. You spend a lot of time in it. Actually, making Brickcraft is almost like a full-time job. So I could spend 40 hours a week working on it. It's extremely difficult making the resource pack, and you there's just not a lot, not in much. There's not much free time else in your life to well earn money other ways. So you're if you want to earn some money and you have to pay for your rent or your expenses, then you got to charge for a resource pack that work expensive. Like if you spend so much work into something, you have to charge for it. That's the first reason, but actually not the real reason for me why I do it. The real reason is yeah, because of my illness that I got. Um, there are some expenses, of course, attached. In Germany, healthcare is free, so I'm not paying for healthcare. That's all covered. But still, there are some minor stuff that I we have to pay. Some medication, like vitamins and stuff. That isn't covered by like all of the stuff that isn't covered by universal healthcare in Germany. Um, so I'm fully covering that with the income I earn with Brickcraft.
Awesome.
And yeah, it is the my patrons truly kept my back in a time of me being in this difficult time, and i'm I'm really honored that people are spending money on that. I mean, it's not um how do you say that in English?
I mean, I do speak kind of German, so you can say it in German, and I maybe can find a way.
I just forgot the word in German as well.
Oh, awesome, man!
Ah, yeah, you can't expect that. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, it's nothing you can expect that people are really going to pay money for something.
That's quite humbling.
Especially in the Minecraft scene, it's not common for stuff to cost money, and there are a lot of people who hate me for charging money for a resource pack.
Yeah,
Like
I
there
can
are really
understand
some
that.
people who hate me.
I can
Really are.
understand that because the Minecraft community is based upon free and open source software. That's
Yeah, which
basically the entire point. But I can understand why somebody would want to charge for what they essentially see as their
mm,
day job.
yeah, I'm also I'm a part of the community who's very glad that most of the stuff on Minecraft is free. Like I have a few creators I support as well on Patreon, which I think they earn money. But yeah, of course, I myself do download most of the stuff for Minecraft for free. Sure thing, and that's why I have a policy actually. Like the prices I charge are based on European and US incomes. So I'm of course certain that so many people in third world countries or with a lesser income, or especially now with inflation, can't afford something like that like the resource pack, especially on a monthly basis. So anytime anyone asks me for a download because they can't afford it, or they are either kids or young adults who don't have an income or money, if they ask me in person, I always give them a free link promotion to the premium edition. Always. No question asked.
That's a kind gesture, especially if this is your main income. That is quite literally a nice gesture.
Yeah, I mean, as an artist, the most important thing to us artists is that somebody plays or sees our art. And if somebody can't afford our art, well, we still want to see that person play it. So there's no reason to keep it from these people. I mean, if you see it that way, it's your personal choice if you want to pay for Brickcraft or not. Um, but sure, I didn't add a button which says you can download it here for free if you can't afford it. That would make it, I think, in my opinion, a little bit too easy. So if somebody really wants to play Brickcraft and they ask anywhere on social media where I can read it for a free download, I always send them one, even if they didn't especially request it from me.
No, I can see that. There are certain softwares that are pay what you want, like on itch.io, but I think speaking from personal experience, I only started paying for pay what you want software because one, I'm a licensed business, and two, it's I only now got the income to do it. So I
Yeah.
think if you made it a pay what you want system, you wouldn't have gone to that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I probably I couldn't even have afforded my medication if I did
Yeah,
so.
that's uh that's a sad fact of life. Well, moving on from that sore topic, let's move on to something relatively more light. How hard is it retexturing Minecraft to the point where it looks like the specific Danish toy? Because I've toyed around in Brickcraft many times, and I'm still like amazed about the little outcrops on the top. Because normally textures are 2D.
Mm-hmm.
So how difficult was it making it that way?
Um, Actually, Brickcraft is one of the only, like, one of very, very few resource packs out there which almost only use 3D. So there aren't too many 2D elements in the resource pack, actually. I mean, besides the PBR stuff for reflections and all that stuff. Um, Making 3D in Minecraft is extremely difficult, like the learning process and what you have to look out for. And you can't model anything. There are a lot of restrictions which aren't in common 3D modeling. Um, which is in my I think that's the reason why 3D resource packs are so scarce. And also they do quite lag a lot, which is the main issue with Brickcraft, that not everyone can play because it is polygon intensive and your CPU has to work hard and your GPU in order to run it properly.
That's the main criticism I had as well. Like it's tough to run.
Yeah, it is. I'm working on that, like removing polygons, only making the most important details with a lot of polygons. But it's a process that takes a lot of time. And there, Brickhoff is quite actually extremely performant for what it could have been. Like I spent so much time making it perform better, like so much time. You can't even imagine.
Oh boy,
Um,
yeah, I can imagine some things. Yeah,
yeah. Um, yeah, lag is quite the biggest problem, and it's just because, well, Minecraft is an old game, and it's not intended for 3D blocks. So
I was just about to touch like how good is the support of this type of
it's
rendering
awful.
inside? Yeah, it's awesome.
It's extremely awful. It's you have to do so many workarounds and little tricks to get it working, which is, yeah, that is the real issue why it's so scarce to make 3D resource packs. There are
Well, you
some
made
people
it
who use
work.
some elements. Patrick's, for example, has some 3D elements a lot. Other resource packs have some as well, but like making every block almost in 3D model is quite a challenge.
Well, again, you pull it off and it looks good. It looks really good. I just showed it off a screenshot to a friend of mine. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I would say you did a good job on that. But
Yeah, thankfully, Legos are quite similar to blocks.
I mean, it's almost like people call Minecraft the Lego game. No.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it is actually. Um, well, moving on to like the shaders, you mentioned reflections and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is it the case of you implementing shader support, or is it more the case of trying to find what works best and then telling people, yo, you should use these settings?
Mm, in the shader community, there are some standards between shaders. So everyone is almost nowadays using the lab PBR format, which is a file format that tells the shader how the reflection on the block works, how much light gets absorbed, um, in which angle the light is reflected, etc., etc. Like all these complex details. And it's pretty much the same across every shader, so I didn't have to look out for settings or stuff like that. I just need to know if the shader I'm using works with 3D models, and if by default the settings for PBR materials, so reflections, etc., are turned on. That's the only thing a user has to look out for. On my side, I just I just made the PBR materials according to what a plastic brick would look in real life, how much light is absorbed and reflected, and all those little nifty details with physics. And yeah, once I did that, I could just copy and paste it different across different colors, and that's how you make a Lego resource pack. It's not that hard actually.
Well, you're essentially telling me there is a spreadsheet somewhere telling me how much light is being absorbed by a 2x2 Lego piece.
Yes, you can find in the internet physical values for that, like
You,
research values.
you can somebody research that?
Yes.
That is, I'm glad my money's going to the right causes. God fucking damn it.
I mean, it's actually quite important if you think about it. If you have a NASA rocket, for example, you want to know how much um, light of your rocket or satellite is reflected and how much is absorbed, how much heat is getting transferred. And I mean, light and sun winds can push a satellite in orbit. So if you wouldn't research these values, for example, satellites wouldn't be that accurate in space.
Oh, you meant like plastic. Like not somebody taking the time to examine every Lego piece about how many light they
Oh yeah,
reflect.
I mean plastic in
Okay.
general. There are just like I think Lego uses 10 different kinds of different plastic materials, and that's it.
I was about to say, like, whoever dedicated their time researching how much every Lego piece reflects.
Oh no, that would be extremely painful. God,
Oh,
thank God, no,
Christ.
nobody does that.
Well, if YouTube fails, I know what to do next. Um, well, research and development is something important to a lot of projects, including your own. If you look back upon Brickcraft, what are some of the issues that you would have wished you could have prevented or solved more easily or solved differently that would made your life a whole lot easier?
hmm the first thing being making at the start of making Brickcraft, I used too much 3D details, so I had to redo a lot of blocks nowadays with more experience now that I have um, to fight against lag. And the second issue, which I think almost every resource pack maker could tell you, file structure. Like putting the right files in the right folder, and if you ever move them, you have to uh, change every path to the file and in every model and etc. It's awful. So getting the file structure right from the beginning is extremely important.
That does sound like something really fun, looking at my own file structure. Uh,
Yeah, it's like sorting through your gallery on your PC and with pictures. And if you ever did it, you know how awful it is sorting your files on your computer.
oh yeah, I don't even bother at this point. I just hope it's in that folder. Um, well, for the opposite question, are there any things you are glad that you did from the beginning? Like things that saved you a lot of time, things that you said, you know what, that's a good thing I did. I'm glad I did that.
Um, what's what was really important to me is making a workflow. So I eliminated right from the start those little things which cost me time, like renaming files, how to open a folder, stuff like the really small stuff you have to repeat a million times, and finding the right software which you can work the fastest in. So for my example, I don't use stuff like Photoshop or any of that. I use Paint.net because it opens within a second. I have the image in front of me, and all the functions I need are in Paint.net, perfectly well executed.
That is amazing. My teacher would kill you, but moving on from that. Um, perhaps more a bit
Oh,
more of
and I,
a. Yeah, sorry,
which
go
is
on.
a fun fact, I'm also using PowerPoint to design some of my graphics for Brickcraft
All right,
because
get
it's
out,
so much easier to make them in PowerPoint
get
than
out,
to do it in Illustrator or Photoshop.
get out. What the fuck? That is the most unorthodox thing I have heard so far.
Yeah,
Okay, that
you don't want to know how much I work with PowerPoint. Like I'm an extreme expert by now.
bro can make a presentation that will blow your socks off. Uh
Yeah, in
that's
school I always got the A grade for every presentation.
dude, that's I mean, if you make stuff in PowerPoint the entire time, yeah, I can understand why.
I mean, it's quicker than Photoshop. Sorry, Adobe.
Adobe sucks. I will go on record saying Adobe sucks, and I pay a license for it. Um, well, I do gotta ask because that's what initially made me want to interview you. The cancer, the
Mhm.
disease. How
Mhm.
has that impacted? Well, obviously, it has impacted your life significantly. How has it affected Brickcraft and kind of your passion projects slash legacy, having to deal with the disease and also having to develop this resource pack?
Um, to be honest, Brickcraft saved me while in my disease. So, um, there were months I couldn't work for half a year straight, and I still got a decently solid income the whole time in my treatments while I couldn't work, just because there are so many kind people out there who support me on Patreon. That's the first thing. And there were no updates in that time, of course. So all these people just donated money every month, continuously sent me support messages and asked me how I'm doing and all that stuff, like caring for me, without me being able to give anything back. So Brickcraft was the best decision of my entire life for sure, 100%. I couldn't have wished for anything better while I'm sick. And it's an easy job to do in hospital bed too. I mean, you have to think about it. I spend a lot of time in hospitals, and all you can do there is basically lay all the time in your bed. And at least you can. I mean, I bought a laptop right from the start when I got cancer, um, and then I could work in hospital as well. So I didn't get quite that bored.
I do gotta say, I commend the down to earthness you have with the whole situation. Like the first time I talked to you as well, like you seemed very down to earth about the situation and just was like, I know I have it. I just want to continue working.
Yeah, I mean, Brickcraft is really, really my passion. Like making games in general. Um, it's what I want to do for the rest of my life. And about the disease, I never asked myself if why me or why now. Um, Cancer is just a um, Wahrscheinlichkeit.
Oh,
How to
my
say that?
German is not that
Translate.
not good. Yeah, translate the time. I know what you mean, but I
Ah,
can't
yeah,
translate
it's
it.
a probability thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cancer is just a probability thing. You are just so likely to get it or not get it. Like, I think every second male in their lives are getting cancer, and every third woman. So it's really not an uncommon thing. And I mean, are you always hear about the numbers. There are 30,000 ish young people who get cancer a year in Germany or and stuff like that. All these statistics, but you never think it's gonna hit you. But if I think about it, there is a rule in my life which always applied and for others as well. Um, in your school time, there's always one person who gets cancer. Always. In your entire school life, there will be one person with cancer. And that stayed true for me and every of my friends.
I can't say that has been true for myself. I need to check if one of my old colleagues have gotten cancer, but cancer is in everybody's life.
It
That is
is,
a
it is.
fact.
Yeah,
My
so I pretty much accepted right at the start that I now have cancer. I'm gonna fight it. If I survive, great. If I don't survive, I'm extremely happy with my life how it has been.
I mean, yeah, you do have a legacy. I think that's something a lot of people are striving towards, a legacy to leave behind.
I don't know if it's a real legacy. I mean, after all, it's just a Minecraft resource pack. um, but
That's
yeah,
true,
I've lived
but
my mini life version. Like I had decent success for my age. I had friends who cared for me. I had a great family. Um, like all these things I wanted to achieve in life. I played the mini version of it.
well, I'm glad you get to continue your life. Your subscription on life hasn't ended yet, and I'm very
Yeah,
glad
me
as one
too.
person to another. I'm very glad for you.
Thank you.
Is there anything you would like to say to like the world in general, to people watching, like resource pack developers, people going through other similar stuff like you? What are some
hmm
words you want to say to those people?
If you ever want to develop something in Minecraft, like a mod or a resource pack or anything else, just start doing it, even if you have no experience at all. Most of the stuff you ever want to do, you can find online, and that was the same case for me. I just thought them to myself, hey, this is cool. I want to do this. Researched it, and that's how I learned the stuff. Nobody taught me anything. You don't need a teacher. You don't need somebody allowing you to do this, or you need experience to start this. All bullshit. Just do whatever brings you joy. That's the most important thing I can say to anyone who wants to make something in games.
That's solid advice. That's awesome. I don't have any further questions for you. If you want to add
Mm-hmm.
something, the stage is yours. If you want to say something like real quick. Otherwise,
Um,
that's all I have.
something to say.
Well, you don't need to. If there's something that I've missed that you really want to emphasize or whatever, that kind of stuff. That was
There's
just
a YouTuber named Ventum. He's working on a video about Brickcraft. He made this video how to make Minecraft look like the trailers.
Oh
If
yeah,
you
yeah,
have seen
yeah.
it
Oh,
on YouTube.
awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's working since half a year on a YouTube video with Lego, like with Brickcraft.
Yeah.
I've seen behind the scenes stuff. It's going to be incredibly crazy. So maybe look out for his channel once in a while.
I am subscribed and I am a fan of his. So that will be done. Yeah, I've
Oh,
yeah,
and
I
of
got
course, subscribe. What's your channel named again?
Cygnus MC. Let's go.
Cygnus MC.
Let's
Okay,
go.
please go subscribe Cygnus MC.
I like how you don't even know what channel you're being interviewed for. I need to say that next time. I need to say that next. Anyway, yeah, thank you. I'm gonna.
I've seen your channel and I've seen many of your videos. I just you have to know my memory is extremely broken because of the chemotherapy.
Oh yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah,
So it's nothing about I do know your channel.
I'm
I'm
just
just
making.
bad
I'm
with
just.
names.
Yeah, it's fine. I am too. I'm just making a stupid joke.